Welcome to the Broke Book Girls podcast. We're Anne and Bree, and this podcast is going to be your go-to destination for indie reads. We highlight incredible indie authors, explore new worlds, and introduce you to books that you won't find anywhere else. Tune in for your next read, a laugh, and a share in the joy of finding your home. Hello and welcome to the Broke Book Girls podcast, your go-to destination for indie reads, the podcast that is good for the soul but bad for your TBR. Today we're talking to a very special someone, but before we get into that, let's get straight into this episode, starting with our current reads. What are you currently reading, Bree?
Well, I've not done any reading bar maybe a couple of pages over the past week. It has been a very busy week. I've been doing things.
It's been your birthday week, so it's okay.
It has been my birthday week. It started last Saturday. It finishes today. Not that I'm doing anything today, except I'm half in pajamas and half not. So you guys get decently dressed within the business and sleep.
Nice.
So I am still reading Empress Teresa, much to my I just haven't picked it up. I can't do it. It's causing me so much pain.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember how far through it, but I was reading Spooky Cat by Miss C.H Lyn. And A Wraith Beneath the Tides. So I'm kind of going between all of my reads at the moment to try. I need to do maybe next weekend or maybe on Wednesday or next weekend where I just sit and I do one of my little reading marathons where I just go read all of my currently readings.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can fucking get through them and actually be reading something different. Because I've got a lot of things and arcs to read that I just haven't gotten around to, and it's really pissing me off. So, but that's okay. What are you reading, Anne?
I'm currently reading The Poison Daughter by Sheila Masterson. I'm currently in a bit of a Sheila Masterson binge at the moment for an upcoming episode, hint, hint. But I'm having a really good time with it. The Poison Daughter is a adult fantasy romance where we're following our main character who has magic that makes her, anytime she kisses someone, she kills them because she is full of poison. And she ends up kissing someone, turns out he doesn't die, and then turns out she has to marry him. And it's this whole enemies to lovers, slow burn romance. And it's just so fun. And I'm really, really enjoying it. What are you currently reading, Cheyenne?
I moved a couple months ago. So I don't have a physical TBR in my hand. But I did just finish listening to the latest Dungeon Crawler Carl while I was doing copious amounts of painting.
Nice. I've heard really good things about that series.
It's top notch. I'm 7 books in. It's a good book. It's a good series.
How many books are in the series?
I think there's going to be 10.
I think he just said there's going to be 10.
Yeah.
And the later they get, the chunkier they
get.
They're
I've seen people with the physical copies like book ones like this, and then just as they they're getting so big.
Yeah, I've got them all set up nice on my bookshelf.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a alrighty. Where it's it's tall.
Yeah. I'm just like, I think I'll just do the audio if I ever get to it.
And the audio is so good. The audio is truly next level audiobook. For sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so as you can see, we are joined today by Cheyenne, also known as C.H Lyn, the author of copious amounts of books, and all ones that I have absolutely loved. Yeah, you can all see them in the background there. So, Cheyenne, give us a little bit of an introduction to you, who you are, what you write, all those kind of things.
How'd you get here today?
Hi and hello. I'm Cheyenne. C.H Lyn, Shiny, any nomiker will work. I write all the different genres, but everything has found family and adventure and varying degrees of danger depending on which series you're talking about. I only have one book that I wrote as a standalone that has remained a standalone. Every other standalone I've ever written has turned into more. So I'm a series a series hopper, and I currently have 3 works in progress, and it's super fun. 4. I currently have 4 works in progress, and it's super fun.
Your standalone, I want a sequel. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Time Traveler's Limbo is a rough one.
Oof, it made me cry so much.
As it should.
It's tidy, but so emotionally devastating.
It's like a sleeper punch. It's like Houdini getting murdered. It's somebody just coming up and bam, and then he's dead, and everybody's like, what just happened?
Straight up.
Sorry, that's how that happened. Anyway, yeah, Time Traveler's Limbo. It's devastating.
It is.
We like emotional damage in this house.
We truly do. As any good reader does.
Yeah. So, before we get into our interview questions, we like to do a little bit of a rapid fire question segment. We will put 60 seconds on the clock, and Bree will ask you a bunch of random different questions. We want the first thing that pops into your mind. We don't want any explanations. You're trying to beat the time, which was, 53 seconds? Was the last one?
53 seconds. Yeah,
so we're trying to beat 53 seconds.
Okay. Brianne,
alrighty, so...
I do nothing but too quickly.
So I'm about to put a 60-second timer on. Are we ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Kindle or physical?
Physical.
Villain or hero?
Villain.
Favorite book?
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Spice or no spice in books?
No spice.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Romance or thriller?
Romance.
Comedy or mystery?
Comedy.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Lots of garlic or not lots of garlic?
Lots of garlic.
Ice drink or hot drink?
20 seconds.
Hot drink.
Movies or TV shows?
TV shows.
Call or text?
Text.
City
10.
or country?
Country.
Done.
8 seconds to spare.
Oh, we have
new winner!
52 seconds. It is always the favorite book that
gets everyone.
Of course it is.
I think the only person.
Readers. Well, and then I always, like, as an author, people are like, oh, what's your favorite book that you've written? So my go-to is to say one of my books, and how douchey does that sound? If I'm like, what's your favorite book? And I'm like, well, it's the one that I wrote.
Hey, you're answering the question.
You are answering the question.
Spooky Cat, and everybody's like, she's conceited.
I think there's only been one author who has answered the favorite book very quickly, and I think that was Zoe, who she immediately had the book. She just went, bleh, and I was like, okay, I'm actually nice.
I'm impressed.
Nice. That's very good. I have.
But you are now the reigning champion.
I do have other books, so. Like, Pride and Prejudice, Laertes, The Lord of the Rings. Damn. That's fine. Done.
Yeah, it's mainly the first thing that pops into your mind, and generally for most people it's like the last book that they've just read is their favorite book at that point.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah. Alrighty, so moving into our main interview questions, we're going to be focusing on Spooky Cat and Love is Murder because we are in the spooky season. And yeah, Bree, do you want to start off with our questions?
Sure. So...
no, I don't actually.
How about no?
I didn't even want her on. I don't want to ask the first question.
Look, I have no idea who you are. How did you get here? What's happening? Where am I?
I found a random link on Threads, thought I'd click it, and then I ended up here. I don't know.
Fair.
Honestly, I mean, yeah.
We would just roll with it. We're that type of podcast.
One day we should just put out a link just to be like, hey, click on this link on this day at this time if you just to see what happens and see what actually happens.
Unhinged chaos.
I think actually that would be very fun. Depends on
we just sit here and be like, oh look, new friends.
Like, all right, everybody say your favorite book at the same time.
Go.
Chaos.
No, this is how we get people to read the books that we want them to read. They join and we just start reading our favorite book to them.
We did make a joke in our last recording session that I had pulled out one of my books and I'm like, right, welcome to, this is now an audio book. We are going to read our favorite books to you.
I mean, I'm doing that Tuesdays and Thursdays on TikTok. I'm reading people Time Traveler's Limbo. Like, we're doing a story time where I do a couple chapters every Tuesday and Thursday.
I love that.
So smart.
It's a good plan.
It is brilliant. But anyway, now that we've gotten through that, I think I know you a little bit better now. You're my kind of people. So I'm currently reading Spooky Cat. Where did you get the idea for it?
How far into it are you?
I can't remember.
Okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a very particular scene.
Just go for it.
Okay.
This is I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna finish it anyway. So
it's very short. It'll maybe spoil the first 5 minutes. Out of 20. At some point in the beginning of the story, Demi has to put contact lenses into their cat because the cat's possessed by a demon and has glowing red eyes. You can't go out with a cat with glowing red eyes. People will stare. So Demi goes into their collection of like Ren Fair gear and gets like yellow fairy eye contacts and so the idea for the story started with how stupid would it be if there was a demon possessed cat and you had to put contact lenses and this is the kind of random shit that just pops into my head, you guys. It's bad. And so that then spiraled into, okay, a cat sneezes, owner doesn't say bless you, cat gets possessed by a demon. That's hilarious. And then what if the demon is mad because they're in a cat and that was not the goal? And has waited 500 years to get out of hell and now they're in a cat. And so it fully snowballed, as most of my stories do. It started with either something stupid or funny and then fully snowballed into what it currently is, which is 3 short stories with a 4th one on the works. So
love it.
I did read that to put the contact lenses into a cat, and I'm like
that would
and I'm
be
just
difficult.
all I can think at the moment is my flatmate's cat Bentley, who is a little. I generally look like I'm pretty healed up at the moment, but I generally look like I've been in war in a battle because my hands are always scratched up. I look terrible half the time. I'm just not picking him up at the moment because I'm like, you're just gonna eat me. And I was just thinking about trying to put contact lenses into his. Yeah, that I was.
I can only imagine doing it with my ginger cat. Oh god.
It wouldn't work for a normal cat. The cat is being possessed by a demon and still cannot control the cat instinct to slash.
I'm convinced that Bentley is possessed by a demon, and the demon is doing this.
Most people who have cats say after reading the book.
Yeah.
They go, I'm pretty sure a demon's in my cat. And I'm like, you are among many.
Look, I love cats. I am a cat person, but that cat specifically, I love him, but I'm about 90% convinced that I need to do like an exorcism on him.
I swear my cat has like female trauma because he's a rescue and he loves his dad and like we'll cuddle up to him, we'll do everything, but like he'll turn on me in like an instant. And like the other day I was petting him and then he just turns and like takes a chunk out of my leg like a little psycho.
Yeah, see, I said dogs. We have a dog, but I don't discriminate. I love all the fluffy things. My mom has a boatload of cats, and I had a little black cat. We had 2 little black cats when I was growing up. So,
Love.
Yeah,
alrighty. That's so interesting. I love it. I'm going into Love is Murder. So, where did the initial idea for Love is Murder come from?
Okay, again, we start with something stupid. So, Love is Murder was written by myself and also my friend Tracy Barsky, and we met just before I published my debut novel, and have been friends for about 3 years now, and got very close very quickly because she's also got 2 small children, and we were both, stay-at-home moms with aspirations to not just fiddle with writing occasionally, but truly like, hey, we're gonna put a steam train on tracks and go, which is where I live in my brain. So we got very close. We edited each other's work. She's done a bunch of covers for me. I've done a bunch of like story plotting and ideas and beta reading and stuff for her. And we were joking in the middle of other projects. I was working on something and she was working on something, and we were joking that authors know how to get rid of bodies, because it's a trope. It's a thing. Like, writers know how to kill people. Haha. And then that turned into a bit, and I have no idea where the bit came from other than the writers get rid of bodies, of 2 women dumping a body in a pig trough. And one of them goes, oh, well, we have to take the clothes off. And the other one goes, ugh, no, disgusting. And then the first woman looks at her and goes, I'm sorry, so you're going to gut a man, but you don't want to see his dick? And then the second woman goes, yeah, that's exactly right. And then that was the 2 characters. And then we wrote a book.
Zoe and Gary are like total opposites, but like the best friends, and I love them so much.
Yes. So that we said that I have the book right here. So we said that, and then Tracy went home to play with covers, because that's how she gets motivated to write, is by making the cover first. And she sent me the one that she was working on. I was like, you should make the cover for this like joke, like girl friends that we like, besties that we did. And she, I kid you not, made this cover that night, and then also wrote the blurb and texted it to me. And I had to film myself reading it because I got like 3 sentences in and started laughing so hard I was crying. And then the next day I went to her house and we had a 3-hour planning session where we wrote 80% of the dialogue, because it's all bits. And so we're just writing the bits. And her husband had to come up. He's working from home, and he had to come upstairs several times to ask us to be quiet, and we did not acquiesce to that request. We're just...
Anytime a man tells you to do something, there's a reason why
I do think the request came from his boss, who was a woman, but as he's in a meeting, they're just like, is your wife okay? Sounds like she's dying.
Yeah, she's just writing her little murder book. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, so that's what happened there. And then our beta readers read it well before we hit publish and liked it so much that we were like, okay, well, we can do a sequel. That's okay. And so we wrote the scene that is the sneak peek of Kiss or Kill. We wrote that right before we hit publish for Love is Murder, and we hadn't written another word of Kiss or Kill. We were just like, and this is the bit. This is the funny bit that happens. And yeah, so bits. That's how the book came about.
I love it so much.
Such a good way to do it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun story, and it is funny.
It is. It's hilarious. I just read the whole thing this week, and it was the best time.
I can't wait to dive into it.
It's so good.
The opening, well, there's murder, but then after murder, the opening is these 2, it's a prologue of murder is the beginning of the book. But then chapter 1 is these 2 very different women going to a nightclub together, and it starts off funny. It starts off like, oh, how are these 2 friends?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like goth princess and then serial killer Barbie. Like, that's who they are.
And the goth has terrible taste in guys. The goth keeps dating people called Chad.
Pretty much.
Or Trent, or Brody, or... Listen, if your name is any of that, I apologize. You know
they aren't listening to this podcast, I can tell you that right now.
There's one Chad just being like, oh, me.
Hi, me. Hey, if your name is Chad, please let us know if you're listening. that we can send you
single fraternity. I'm so sorry, Chad. We love you.
We do love you, Chad.
I mean, if he's listening to the podcast, Bree, 2/3 of us love you.
I'm on the fence.
Fair.
Look, I already have enough people in my life. I don't need to love. No, I need to keep love. Anyway, coming off from that, you're speaking of like talking about the plotting. What is your plotting process like?
I'm very much a plotter, and the story behind that is so Hope and Lies is my debut novel, but I wrote it when I was like 15, and then I Vanity published, finger quotes for those listening, Vanity published it when I was 19, which was a very expensive lesson in don't do that. Learned that lesson, which was good, and rewrote the whole thing and added, 150,000 words in my late 20s, and then published it a week before my 30th birthday. So I had the outline for it, right? Because I'd already written the whole damn thing. So then when I went to write Damon Goes to Peru, which is in my spy thriller series, I had already written Lacey. When I went to go write Damon, I was like, I'm not a plotter, I'm a pantser. And then I had to scrap 60,000 words. Ooh. And I went, just kidding, I'm a plotter. Never again. And so I was traumatized, ladies. I was traumatized. Ooh, I was so mad. And it was good. It was good writing. It just didn't work at all. And I might release a short story someday that's like this POV, but from then on out, it was very much like, okay, I have the idea. Let's do a light sketch of A to B or A to Z, I guess, of like, this is the story. And then depending on the genre is how deep I get. So like with Miss Bell's Travel Guides, it's spy thrillers. It's a 5-act structure. There are 2 different main characters. Each character follows the 5 acts, and those acts hit at different points in the book, which is really nice because it helps the book, like it helps the pacing of the story never stops. Because as one character's climax is hitting, the other one is starting to build, and then it's,
yeah.
So that's for those ones. And then for something like Love is Murder, it's just me and Tracy laughing, and then I'm writing notes in a Google Doc, and then later I go through the notes and I'm like, okay, now the timeline. This joke had to happen over here. And then for something like Spooky Cat, I literally have a sheet of paper for the 4th book that is chapter 1, this happens, chapter 2, this happens, chapter 3, this happens. They're 1,000-word chapters about, it's a very easy, it's a quick plot.
Yeah.
So not quite as detailed because it doesn't need to be. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And then the 3rd book in the Abradia series is like 12 pages of outline, and I've only just begun. So
I just love hearing different authors' processes for plotting. Some people don't plot, some people do. Some people sit there and, have detailed plans for what happens and, different acts. And then other people just go, you know what, let's just see what my brain can come up with today and hope for the best and hope it all ties in eventually.
Yes. And I will say a lot of people talk about getting stuck when they plot because they'll feel like they're pigeonholed into what they've already written. And that is definitely not the case. If shit goes sideways, after I'm done with it going sideways, I'm like, okay, let's go reevaluate the plot and turn it also to match what's happening now. And, changing the details and changing what's supposed to happen later. Sometimes a lore drop happens way earlier than planned, and it's like, okay, so we don't need that to happen later. Instead, we need the repercussions to happen now. So
yeah. So being a little bit more fluid with your plotting is a little bit easier, I guess. So speaking of co-authoring Love is Murder, like I know that you guys just sat down and kind of planned everything in one go, but did you each like take a chapter and write it? Like how did that experience work for you guys?
Yeah, so there are, again, two main characters, two POVs. Love is Murder is Carrie and Zoe. I wrote Carrie. She wrote Zoe. The first, oh gosh, we wrote the book in a month. It was insane. It was like, I've never done speed, but I assume that's what it was like. I've never been on the cocaine, but I assume it's that level.
I've seen people on speed. I'm a nurse, ex-psych nurse. I've seen people on speed. Can confirm.
Is it not like that?
No, it's a bit like
it's very much like that.
It's a bit like that. It's the I can do this.
Or just like Adderall, just like a not neurodivergent person on Adderall. Yeah, so we started with a back and forth where she wrote the prologue and I wrote the first chapter. And then she read the first chapter and wrote the second one. And then I read the second, and that way. And then we hit the midpoint and we were like, okay, this is about as far as the actual structure of the story has gotten. We still have bits, we still have dialogue to do, but we don't have, what gets us there. So then we wrote chapter 14, this happens. Chapter 15, this happens. And then instead of going back and forth, we started tandem writing. So we're in a Google Doc and the page keeps jumping every time Tracy has a new paragraph above me. And then she jumps down and starts chapter 16 as I'm finishing 15. And we didn't write Kiss or Kill that way. It wasn't that fast. Have yet to have that experience again, but it was insane and very, very cool. And that's how we did that, is she wrote one and I wrote the other. And then the same thing for Kiss or Kill. And then we have a different duology together as well, which is The Secrets of the Unborn. And that one's completely different. She wrote a book and then I wrote a different book. So it's a little easier. Yeah.
That's so cool. I could only imagine like the unhinged, like trying to like write while someone else is in the document and like everything is just changing all the time. Was editing hard?
By like moving down because the person above is, filling stuff in. And so I'd just be like, damn it, just scrolling, trying to find my spot. But, if that's happening to you, you're at the bottom, so it's not hard to find.
Yeah. No, that's so cool.
It was a good time. It was definitely a good time.
That's good. Who or what inspires you the most?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm
full of good ones. That's what she said.
I was about to say that's what she said. Okay.
Anyway. I'm always one sentence away from a that's what she said joke.
Sentence away from that's what she said. Yeah.
Good, bad, in between. It's gonna happen.
That's what she said.
What she said.
That's what he hoped.
I don't remember what your question was.
Who or what inspires you the most?
Right. Gosh, that's a hard one. Obviously, and in that tone too is how she said it. It's a very muted experience.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Listen, it's a long, hard, sometimes rough, sometimes smooth story about what motivates me to write. Is it easy to imagine that I don't write spice? Because I don't, but I do have the dirtiest mind of my friend group, most of whom write really spicy shit.
Only one of my friends is a writer.
Yes.
I've got authors. One of my best friends is an author. She deals with my dirty mind all the time, but in my friend group that I deal with, that I see most of the time here in Auckland,
yes,
I probably have the dirtiest mind out of all of them. But they've also kind of learned they've Like, they learned a lot about me yesterday.
Drunk Bree spilling secrets.
They learned some things. We were watching Lord of the Rings, and we decided to play a drunken version of Smash or Pass on everyone. And I surprised them all when Sauron came on, and I said Smash.
Why is that surprising?
Right? And then Gandalf came on, and I'm like, Smash. He's old. He knows
we've all seen the staff, right?
Thank you. And then Gollum, and then they're like, okay, Gollum, and I'm like, okay, no, pass. He may know what to do with those fingers, but
the nail care is not there, and that's how you get a yeast infection.
Straight up.
Exactly. So we played, and by the end of it, one of my friends was like, I feel like I've learned a lot about you today. And I'm like,
yeah.
In the almost year of our friendship, yeah, you have learned a lot about me in just like this past like 4 hours.
I mean, really validly, Lord of the Rings is a lot of Smash and then like a handful of Pass.
Mm-hmm. And then okay, just on that, okay, Arwen is a Pass.
Okay.
Eowyn is a Smash.
Okay, give me the reasoning for the Pass. Because for marriage, I understand, but just for smashing? For marriage?
But like just for
smashing? It's a quick one-nighter, Bree.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember I gave them my reason. I was also drunk. I'd had many, many, many margaritas. But I just went that the boys were like, no, Arwen is a smash. And like my friend Matilda and I was sitting there going, Pass. Eowyn though, smash. She's capable. She's competent. She's a shield maiden of Rohan. She's a whole package.
I just feel like you'd have such a tender, slow time.
Okay, that's probably why I said pass.
Okay, you're like, it's a quickie with a shield maiden or nothing.
Arwen, I feel, would be... Look, it might just be that I feel like Arwen would need, like, you know, you'd have to be gentle, whereas I kind of just want to be... I want to be told what to do because I make decisions for everyone daily.
I feel like with Arwen, you don't do anything. Yeah. And then she's gentle to you. Listen, as a feminist, I would absolutely smash the 3 female characters in Lord of the Rings. I'm so sorry I'm also going to bang Sam's wife.
No, Rosie, 100%.
100% smash. Yeah, 100%. I'll sleep with all 4 of them. I'm a feminist.
Then we're talking about the hobbits. I said pass on Frodo. We've just gone on a complete tangent. Pass on
That's
Frodo.
alright. That happens on this podcast.
Smash on Sam. Hard smash.
Yeah.
I would smash Pippin. Pass on Mary. But if it's Mary and Pippin together, I'll be the meat in that sandwich.
See, I'm the flip of that because I feel like Mary will have a little bit more cognizance about what's going on. I think Pippin's going to get distracted.
Look, same.
And I'm just not, I don't need to be telling someone to pay attention. You know?
But as you watch Pippin grow throughout, like, the books and the films, he develops. His growth as a character is so sweet.
So you're saying, I'm so sorry. So Pippin's a grower, not a shower?
Exactly.
I mean, exactly. They both grow. Literally.
They do. Larger. At Entmoot. They do. They. But look, let's be honest. The biggest smash in all of Lord of the Wings.
Lord of the Wings.
Lord of the Wings.
New 4th wing one.
When the eagles come in, it is Lord of the Wings. Is Aragorn.
Oh, 100%. A billion.
I had the privilege of showing my friend's girlfriend the video of Aragorn pushing the doors open, where he's grimy and sweat. Okay, so we got to watch her watch Gandalf fall, and she went, "Wait, what? No, what? No?" It was an absolute privilege to watch someone who's never watched Lord of the Rings go, no. And I was like, yes.
As an adult, that would have been my reaction. I watched it for the first time when I was like 12, and I was just crying. I was just full sobbing. Yeah. I do think the doors pushing open was an awakening for me at that age, but you know.
I was like, okay, because she wasn't going to be here when we got to that part, but I was like, I'm going to show you this scene, because she was so arrogant. She's like, but I'm like, you have to see this scene, so I showed her, and she's like, and then she looks at her partner, and I'm like, no. He's not that dramatic, it's fine. Who or what inspires you the most? And we had some technical difficulties, so do you wanna try that again?
Yes. So obviously my family is incredibly helpful and supportive with everything, and I mean, my husband inspires a lot of the characters that I write, and literally have a sister based on, or a character based on my sister. But I think it is the characters themselves and the stories themselves. I've always been a daydreamer, and you know, that kid at recess who just sat against a wall, either with a book or just spacing out, seeing a completely different world. Can't fall asleep without making up a story in my head before so having a place for those stories to be concrete and to be like, oh, I don't have to restart this whole story from the beginning. I can pick up halfway through where I left off. That's a big part of it. And then just the ability to share the characters is huge. Yeah.
I love that so much.
So good. Yeah.
Your turn.
That's it for that one. I don't know what else.
No.
Other indie authors inspire the like indie publishing process, and yeah, I mean, since I was 14, I've had the dream of getting like a multi-million-dollar book deal, and now my dreams have changed significantly, and they're not different end goals, but getting there is definitely very different. On purpose, you know.
So, out of you and LJ, who is the goth princess, and then who's the killer Barbie?
Oh, of me and Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great question. Here's the problem is Tracy and I married my high school sweetheart, and she met her husband very early, and they got married when they were pretty young. So neither of us is that part of Carrie. Carrie is very promiscuous, and I love that about her.
The one who dates all the really bad guys.
She's a goth. Well, listen, all the guys she has dated have sucked ass. It's a very specific point in the book. None of the women she's dated have been a problem at all. They've all been fine. I'm definitely more of the Zoe. If one of us were to go to prison for murder, I do think it would be me. And then also, I don't think I'd get caught. So,
well, there we go.
but then the next question is, of the two of you, who would do better in prison?
Oh. Tracy is 5'11". So nobody's gonna mess with her. She's incredibly tall.
No.
She's,
yeah.
You know, she would handle that shit. Probably Tracy. Actually, no. Tracy's got Tracy's a little bit crunchy with like cooking and food and like dyes and organic and whatnot. So I think she would really struggle in that lane. Oh, but I really like my bougie coffee. We'd both suck. We'd both do horribly. This is how to properly dispose of bodies.
Just don't get caught and you'll be fine.
This is a conversation that my brother and I recently had of who would do better in prison, and the answer was my brother, not me. I'm way too soft. I talk a big game, but I'm way too soft. But now the question is, Anne and I who would do better. Probably still not me.
Here's the problem, though, is when you're talking to your brother, he's going to a men's prison, and you are going to a women's prison. So I think just automatically you're going to do better. You're going to have a better time.
Probably not. I'm very...
No.
I'm my mother lovingly describes me as her soggy marshmallow.
Yeah.
I am a crier. I'm very emotional. I'm very sentimental. I don't do well with I mean, I'm a nurse. I can compartmentalize to a point. But I also like being around my people, and I would not cope. I just want to go home.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's real fair.
And I'm a soggy marshmallow. I cry at everything. I cry at everything, and yet I would be made someone's bitch almost immediately.
And I'm an angry Irish woman. I think I'd be fine.
And out of the two of us, you would be fine. Yeah. You wouldn't get caught.
No, I wouldn't. But if I did.
I like to think neither of us would. I'm a nurse. I know how to make it look like an accident. Yeah.
Wouldn't get caught. If you did, there wouldn't be a conviction.
Exactly.
And now the police at the super secret spy network of New Zealand, if there is one, they'll be listening to this going, what the fuck are they talking about?
Nothing. It's none of your business. We're talking about a book.
Yeah, get fucked. Yeah. But anyway, interesting. I like that. Just going into a little bit of, you talked a little bit about publishing as an indie author and all of that.
Yes.
How have you found indie publishing in general? What are your highlights? What are your lowlights of it all?
So I have the blessing of having experienced all three. I did vanity publishing when I was 19. Again, a very expensive lesson. I like to joke that it was about as expensive and as good of a lesson as a semester of my college. I learned more from attempting vanity publishing, which was don't do that again, and also let's really tidy up your capabilities if you do want to do things that way.
Yeah.
And then in math, 2019, I think. It might have it on the inside. Hang on. Sorry, this is bad audio. Yes, in 2019, I queried Lacey Goes to Tokyo for about a month, and my aunt worked with someone actually out of Ireland. Is where the small print publishing company is run, and they accepted the book, which was great. They did up the cover for it, which was a woman in a red dress facing away with a gun behind her back and cherry blossoms in the background. It was a very pretty cover. Definitely gave her a romancy kind of vibe. There is no romance in that series, or at least not in that book. There will be later, but and because I was in the States, I couldn't get physical copies of the book, so it was all ebook sales. I was brand new. I had no idea what I was doing. I also had just had a baby. My oldest is going to be, she turned 7 over the summer, so she was a year old. And I had no clue what marketing was. I was barely on socials. I was in the dark. And the company was very sweet, and they were incredibly kind, and they mostly do romances, and it ended up not being a great fit. So when I was getting ready to put Hope and Lies out, I queried that one for 3 weeks, and then I went, you know what? No. And pivoted hard into indie. I bought the rights back for Lacey. They gave me a prorated rate, which was great. And I basically haven't looked back. So I took Hope and Lies paid for the cover, got it edited, got it proofread, which is one of the lows. I'll come back to that. Was able to do like maps inside that I designed myself, and the cover artist did different symbols for each of the characters and all their chapter headers, and we had under the art like under the dust jacket art for the special. It's not the cat, it's behind the cat, but there's a cat there.
No, it is the cat now.
Like, that's
the book
what
is
it is. It's not. Just doing all this really cool stuff that I would not have been able to do otherwise unless I, miraculously looked out with some crazy deal with one of the big five companies, which is, we've all seen the statistics. That's not fucking likely. And I have all of the patience in the world when it comes to everyone around me. And when it comes to me and my writing especially, I'm like, no, we're going to get this shit done. So 3 weeks of querying, and I went, this is going to take too long. I would like people to be able to read the delusions that are going on in my head. And that's what it was. So published it a week before I turned 30 on April 1st, which was very fun. Had a big launch party. A shocking number of people showed up considering we had just moved to this city. And I think that really cemented, not only can I do this, but I can find and build and grow a community behind me and around me and with me that will make this not just a career, but like a full passion project that never has to slow down and never has to stop. And obviously we all slow down sometimes, but I mean, in general, doesn't. Sometimes we're riding on pure momentum, and then sometimes it is actually full steam ahead, and it is usually full steam ahead. And then sorry, I'm going to keep talking. And then a year later, it's a podcast, right?
Yeah, keep going.
A year later, Tracy and I had been doing signings together at Barnes and Noble's, and a couple of our other friends were wanting to do a signing event with us. We didn't have anything in our local area, and I was like, well, what if we set up something ourselves? Long story, not as long. We ended up having 24 authors at a winter event at the YMCA that I had spent most of my time writing at up until that point. And we had 300 people show up, and everybody did phenomenally well and were asking nonstop when the next one was going to be. And so I did another one with my author friends. And then we had the third one in April of this year with 72 authors and 1,200 readers. My friend Michelle and Haygood purchased the company with me. She and I now own it. It's a business. We're planning the 2026 event, and it's just her, and I'm just going to drop names now. Her, Carly Stevens, Eric Fox, LJ Burkhart, Tracy Barsky, Mandy Marie, Aisha Kiva Porter, Haley DeFore, HN DeFore, she doesn't mind. And just a whole list of people who I would not know, and obviously you do, but who I would not know without the writing community. And then this is where it gets a little bit like self-aggrandizing, maybe. Aggrandizing? I don't know what words are. The opposite of self-deprecating, which is usually my brand of humor, is that I have heard from a number of them that the reason that they have a community and the way that I have a community is because I went I went full Wild Wild West and just lassoed all these bitches and pulled them in. I was like, what's community now? What's happening? And so I have been told that a couple times, and I was like, okay, I see where I fit. I see where my niche is with this community, and it is gardening. It is gardening and growing the community. and so that I don't remember what the question was now. But that's all.
That's
of
okay.
the...
You've gone on an excellent tangent, and
we
we'll
love
take
it.
Okay, good. That's all the positive parts. I came back to me. That's all the positive parts of the indie publishing. Is I truly don't believe I would have anything close to this community. And obviously, trad publishing has its own positives and negatives, and full speed ahead and all the power to you for those who go that route. And I do think it's an important route and needs to continue. But just the fact that I've made such true friends, and then also the knowledge that I've made any kind of impact of positivity in these people's lives is beyond what I dreamed. You know, there's the multi-million-dollar publishing deal, and that's great. I do think someday I will hit numbers of that kind, probably a good decade out. But along the way, instead of, querying for 5 years, I'm going to be continuing to build this fucking army of indie authors.
And we love to see it.
An indie author reader. I have so many reader friends now that I wouldn't know if I wasn't personally standing in a Barnes & Noble and they buy a book and then they message me later and they're like, holy shit. And I'm like, I know, it's crazy. And then we become friends. That is how that goes.
That's how you make friends, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you should.
Yeah.
And then the lows of indie publishing. My only low so far, beyond just basic, like, you hit writer's block. Sometimes that momentum really slows down. Life gets in the way, and that is usually what it is. It's usually life gets in the way. But I also got totally screwed over with my debut novel. I paid a proofreader to not proofread my book, and then was ghosted when I found out how many errors were in it. I was like, hey, could I get a refund? And she went, you can resend me the manuscript. And I was like, no, it's 6 months later. I have only 4 and 5 star reviews, and I'm fairly certain a number of these 4 stars would be higher if we weren't working with this kind of problem. And then heard nothing back, and I was like, all right, sick. Never speaking to you again.
Blocked. Jesus.
And it was fine. Tracy Barsky, again, she does covers and editing and proofreading, and so she proofread Hope and Lies for me. She was quite angry as she was reading it. She was like, I know that you paid money for this, and so I'm mad.
Oh no.
But I think that's actually sadly pretty common. I have a couple of friends who had a very similar issue with an artist recently, where they had dropped big bucks on artwork at the beginning of summer, and they finally just got, like, one of them is a woman who will not let it go, and I love that about her in every way, shape, and form. And she got her art, and she got it the way she goddamn wanted. And then the other one was just like, I'm fucking tired of this. I don't want to keep having to nag. Yeah. And she got her artwork, and she's not happy with it, but she's done. Yeah. She's like, I'm hands off. I'm just never going to work with you again.
And kind of, that's the thing with indie publishing, is like, you're kind of on your own. You have to kind of navigate all of these really terrible experiences on your own without having this publisher behind you, or like doing that fighting for you. And like the money that you have to drop for these things is definitely a big negative, but when it works, it works.
That's the other low, is how much money I've spent on merch, which is simultaneously a low and a high. I have too much character art, and I'm not going to stop.
But nice.
We love seeing character art. Readers love it, so keep sharing it. And
it's what the people want.
Yeah.
Good, because I did commission character art for the first 4 books in this series.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
The way she did Miss Bell, I was gay for a minute.
Obsessed. Yeah.
Which is real bad, because she's my self-insert character, and I was like, am I gay for a fictional version of myself? Yes, I am.
Loved it.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
Iconic.
Very iconic. Alrighty, how do you find marketing your books in a world with where spicy romantasy is what everyone seems to be wanting nowadays.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip that, because I think that's I don't like that narrative. I don't like that narrative because I think it gives I think it not degrades. I think it downplays the passion and the work and the effort that spicy authors put into their books. Like, everybody likes smut, and that's why smut readers do well. Be like, no, there's a lot of porn out there that has 2 views.
Yep.
Just because there's spice does not a good book make it. And I've read the scope, which is why I generally say I don't read spice, because I have read some real shit spice. And I've read some absolutely fabulous spice that's like, oh, interesting. And also, and also this plot is amazing and these characters are phenomenal. And I can't believe I get to live in this world with you for a hot minute. For me personally, I actually just did a video about this on TikTok. I think there's 3 ways as an indie author to market. One of them is to market yourself and just this is me, this is my vibe, this is what I bring to stories, and that's what it is. The second one is to just market your books. So you don't have to show your face, you don't have to talk, you don't have to this is it. These are some scenes, this is the tropes and the genre, and boom. And then the third, which is my preference, is a combo of both, where I'm like, listen, I'm all about positivity and growing the community and hating Nazis, and my books are about found family and adventure, and they go from zany shenanigans to very serious, deep conversations about trauma. Part of that is being a multi-genre author. I'm not just going to talk about my books because I've got too many to accurately do that with. I will lose people in the thread. And then I can't just talk about me, because all of my books have different elements. Marketing is difficult for everyone. I have 2 friends who write very spicy books, and depending on the day, the week, the month, my numbers look better than theirs. Or theirs are substantially better than mine. You know, it's not a 1-for-1, but I truly don't think whether or not you have spice in your books is the catch-all, the be-all, end-all of whether or not you're going to do well marketing your books. If you're a capable person, and if you're willing to, and here's the thing is, so many people are like, well, I'm not a capable person, I don't know how to market. Be like, yeah, most of us didn't know how to do things, and then we learned them. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm sounding heated, because I do get heated of people being like, it's so easy for so-and-so because they just blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's currently easy for so-and-so because so-and-so spent the last 10 years working in this is a specific person, working in like 6 different businesses as their marketing director. Of course he's doing well with his videos. He knows what he's doing. It takes a lot of time. It takes practice. It takes trial and a lot of error. And my spiciest book is War of the Unborn, and I was so proud of myself because I had 2 little scenes, and then my spicy author friends read them, and they were like, honey, this is a mild salsa at best. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, this salsa is closer to guacamole, and it's something the whole table can enjoy. I was like, all right, so I can't say it has 1 chili pepper? And they're like, no, you can't. I was like, okay, what does it have? Then they pull
an avocado.
It has 2 fade to black scenes. And I was like, oh, I felt like it didn't fully fade, but okay.
You're right.
The extent of the spice, and you know, a lot of my stuff has romance. A lot of it's got like War of the Unborn has a genuine love story that is I love. But I don't know. That's what I got.
Yeah, no, it's really difficult because as an author PA, I've spoken to quite a lot of different authors, and quite a few of the authors that I've spoken to don't write spice in their books, and they're coming to me like going, my books aren't getting popular because there's no spice in them, and I'm like, that's not the case.
That's not the case at all.
You just haven't found your audience.
Yeah, and I will say, like, granted, because the majority of readers that we see in online spaces, I want to preface with that we see in online spaces that have really large followings or posting content pretty frequently. Yeah, Hakatar Fourth Wing blew up. They are spicy readers read those books and then they talk about them. And so those are the ones that are in our hemisphere and our periphery. That's what we see. That does not mean that's what all the readers are. It very likely means your readers aren't currently talking about those books. Like, the algorithm's gonna feed you shit that tells you you're wrong on the daily. You gotta just, sorry, I'm getting heated again. You gotta just continue pushing past it to, like you said, find your audience.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you have to find your audience, and not everyone is looking for spicy books. Like, I read predominantly spicy books, but there's also books like yours that I read, love, give 5 stars, and absolutely recommend to everyone. And there's no spice in your books, and that's the thing. And I find it myself getting really frustrated when people, because I'm in a lot of bookish communities and bookish groups on Facebook, and they'll immediately DNF a book if they find out that there's no spice within the book, even if they're enjoying the story, just because there's no spice. And that also gets me heated. So I did want to come to you and ask you that question to kind of get your perspective on it, because it pisses me off too.
I mean, and that is it's a good to know. It is good for authors to have that information of, like, that is also the flip side. Like, there are people who are gonna, but there are people, listen, not only is that person not my reader, but I don't want that person reading my books.
Exactly.
Just because they're not going to enjoy them, but I don't know what I would have to say to that person. I don't know what I would have to give to them through my stories, because I don't think they would receive it. I think even if they read Song of the Deep, I don't think they would receive what the story is trying to give them. Which is evidenced by some of the Song of the Deep reviews. But yeah, and that really does go back to, like, Spooky Cat is about a demon cat. There are a lot of people who don't read spice who will have a very large issue with the fact that it's a demon cat and the fact that the main character is non-binary. Those people are not in my audience, and I don't give a flying fig Newton what they think.
That's it. Yeah. It's finding your audience and providing, and just having those people wanting to read your books. Like, you don't have to promote yourself to the masses. Like, you just need to find that one group of people who are going to support you no matter what you write and what.
Yes. And that really is, I don't know who said, I'm paraphrasing somebody famous, I'm sure. Will do so much better as a creator if you have 500 loyal fans than you will as a creator with 50,000 people who kind of couldn't care.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Of something someone else said. I don't know who it was, so I can't give him credit. Suck it. No, but for real, I have people who will buy any book that I release, because the stories that I tell reach them in a way that is what my goal is. And I would love for people who casually read and don't really care that much about it. I would love for them to read my books, because I think at some point something will stick and something will reach a different level for them. People who only read super dark stuff that is like the trigger warnings as a what is it, a goal list, or there's something where it's like, you know, the darker the trigger warnings the better, give me all of your gore. that's great. Y'all go continue to read those books. You are probably not going to like Spooky Cat. It's a cozy paranormal story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. And that is something that I do think is very difficult for a lot of authors to wrap their heads around. And I'm glad you are there to share that with them because it is a rough one. When you see a negative review and you're like, well, I need to swallow the fact that this was not for you. And sometimes I'm swallowing it with a little side of, you're just kind of an asshole, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You a bitch.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I've had people DNF Song of the Deep when they get to the end because they don't like the specific way I happily ever after that book. They're like, I didn't like that. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have read the book. You shouldn't read anything I write. You should go fix your brain.
Straight up.
Kindly get fucked.
Only if you, like, this only is relevant to people who've read Song of the Deep and know what the fuck I'm talking about, but anyway.
Me? I do.
Not yet, but I'm still going to tell people to get fucked.
Thank you.
That's my that is my general mentality with some things. Just if you didn't like it, get fucked.
Yeah.
Which is, or the thick-skinned mindset that I have developed over the last 3 years is, you didn't like it? Okay, cool. Go read something else.
Yeah.
Tis what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not going to be everyone's favorite author, and
But seriously, at no point will you find me in that mindset of, oh, I bet. At certain events, yes. At certain events, I'll be like, if I wrote spicy, I would be doing much better at this specifically spicy convention that I didn't realize when I signed up for it. But at no point am I going to be sitting at home looking at my TikTok feed being like, this only had 300 views. If I wrote smut, I'd have 30,000 and I'd sell billions of copies. At no point. I also try really hard to avoid, I maybe in my early videos I said the word clean, but generally I don't talk about having clean books because there's nothing dirty about fucking.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's some dirty stuff in the fucking books, but the books themselves, it is not.
Yeah.
I say my stuff is appropriate for YA or not appropriate for YA. But, anyway, I went on another tangent with that one.
That's fine, but I kind of building from that then, what advice would you give to other new indie authors coming into all of this?
Yeah. So if we're talking about marketing, which is where that stemmed from.
Just anything. So when it comes to marketing, publishing, writing, I mean, a lot of advice that has been given is just do it.
I think a large piece of advice is something that I struggled with at first, which is if you're not capable, but like if you're able to not be stingy, don't be stingy. If you're financially able to send people arcs, even ebook arcs, or you find somebody, a very good friend of mine who came and stayed at our house for a couple weeks and then toured America from the UK. I only know her because I found her Instagram and I was like, hey, you look like you'd like my book. Can I send you a copy? Sent her a copy. She posted about it on Instagram, and then she told me she posted about it on TikTok, where I realized she had like 14,000 followers, and I was like, oh, sweet. So that's one, is don't be stingy. If you find somebody, and also don't be stingy just with your own words. If you find somebody who you think will really enjoy your book, hit them up. And not everybody likes to be hit up, and they'll say, no DMs in their thing. And if they say that, don't fucking send them a DM. But for the most part, Bookstagrammers will be happy to get an ARC copy or just to get an ebook from you. And if they can read it, great. If they can't, that's okay. Don't be a dick. Marketing itself, I would say, absolutely have to have a variety. It used to be the standard, like, advice used to be find your social media platform and really hit it hard and only focus on that one. Hell no. Have you seen these companies? You want to be we've got to be spread out. Like, I'm on TikTok doing lives as frequently as I am physically able, because that is where I'm selling books right now and getting a return on the investment for $3,000 worth of special editions. It was actually 5,000, but that's two different books. Anyway, but like, that's where I sell the most books. I am still very much on Instagram because that's where I connect and build an audience. And I'm on Facebook because I'm a millennial. No, I'm on Facebook because that's a place where people are with books.
It is a place where people are.
There's a place where people are. Diversifying your marketing is really big. Knowing that you can't do everything immediately is also really big. And then just straight up having patience. Again, I've got a lot of patience for everybody else. For me and my writing, no, I'm gonna slam through it. But if I send you if I send 12 books to New Zealand, I'm not in a hurry for people to read them or to post about them or to do any of the things, because life is lifing, and that's just how it goes. And that is what it is for all of the things. You just have to be patient. And if you can't be patient, if you are going to get upset because smut authors make more money or it's easier for them, or if you're going to get upset because that person published 6 books in a year, that was me, my first year. I did not write them all in that year. You gotta just slow down a little bit, take a breather, stay in your lane. That's a lot of different advice all at once.
No, but it's all good, and I think it's good for just getting all the advice, and I think that's why we always ask that question as well, as what advice, because every author comes with different little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
For all the different sorts of things, because everyone's publishing and marketing and writing experience is so different. I think it's good for people. Like, we do have a couple of authors who do listen, newer authors, people wanting to be an author, people in the process of writing and all of that, they can take kind of what they need. Like, you get in a certain mindset, and when they can hear a little bit of, I'd never actually thought of it like that, it is a take what you need.
I'm gonna
say by bit sort of thing. And like I said, everyone's got different advice.
Yeah. I'm gonna say one more thing, because you just said the types of people listening, which makes me unbelievably happy. Continue writing, my friends. I had a book signing at a Barnes & Noble, and my sister was there with me, and it was the first one at this location, and it was a slow day. It was a slow Saturday. I'm standing at my table because I don't usually sit, because I want to greet people as they come in and not from a seated position. And and a man at the magazines 4 feet away, after the third time I'd said, "Hi, welcome in," to somebody, and they'd said hello and continued walking, turns around and goes, "I think you're coming on too strong." And I went, "Sorry?" And he said, "I think you're coming on too strong." And my sister went, "How many books have you sold?" to this man. And he's just like, "I'm not an author." And she's like, "Okay, so you don't actually have any inputs." And when I tell y'all newbies, little baby authors and writers and dreamers, 100 people coming in to a store or seeing your post or hearing about you, maybe 10% of them will stop and listen to what your book is about. And maybe one person out of 100 will get the book. Your skin has to be diamond hard, my friends. Because if you can't do that, or if you can't disassociate and put all the bad shit in a little box in the back corner of your mind and just cry about it in the shower later, it's going to be so hard the whole time. If you're able to just throw up that shield and be like, I'm going to continue doing the things despite all the shit people are going to say and throw at me, that's how you succeed. And that's how you keep writing when people tell you that's not a viable career choice. That's how you actually do the publishing when someone tells you didn't proofread enough and I know how to do the comma before said and blah, 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 and they're wrong. Well, it is a comma. But I had somebody reach out and be like, hey, you are grammatically incorrect in a lot of places. And I was like, hey, I'm not. I mean, I am, but none of the places that you're talking about. Take every bit of advice, especially from online strangers, with a heavy grain of salt, and keep that thick skin thick, so that you don't get discouraged. Because it's real easy to get discouraged, and we lose creatives that way. We lose artists every time some jerk tells someone they're coming on too strong.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, everyone can give you every single piece of advice, but that might not work for you. You need to find those little things that will work for you. It's the same with not even just being an author, being a bookstagrammer. Like, if I copy every single person on Bookstagram that's doing really well, my posts probably won't do as well, because that's just not for me. That's just not how I do things. You have to have your own little bit of personality and your own way of doing things that's feasible for you and sustainable. Because there's no point in doing all these TikToks and TikTok lives and whatever else you're going to do if you can't be in front of a camera, if you're not comfortable doing that, if you don't like showing your face online. Like, don't take that advice. Just take the things that work for you, experiment, and see what works.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, and I do include bookstagrams in the creative universe of my mind. The MCU of bookish people in my brain does absolutely include bookstagrammers. I mean, just logistically, indie authors would have no chance if it wasn't for like book talkers, bookstagrammers, people who love going to convention. Like, I'm so sorry to anybody who feels differently, but who the fuck do you think is going to read your books if people who like reading books don't talk about reading books?
Straight up. 100%. All right, moving into the last question that I have. Speaking of TikTok lives, you do a lot of them. Is it a successful marketing strategy, and what advice would you give to someone wanting to do the same?
That's a great question. Like you just said, if you're comfortable on camera, if you think you can consistently be on a regular schedule, talk about your books, give the pitch properly, engage with people, engage with assholes, and then block them. We had to do that on my last live. Some guy was using 2 different accounts to pop into the live and tell me that all of my covers were trash. That was really fun. So he got blocked twice. Got muted twice first, and then left the lives and came back and then got blocked. Anyway, unrelated. If you can do all that stuff, it absolutely is. It is a viable way to sell your books. And a good way to just grow your community of people. I've met 2 women on TikTok just from doing lives who now want all of my books, and one of them has all of my books already. The other one's a new friend. But they're on my lives and they're promoting it, and they're engaging with people. You know, if I can't answer a question because I'm doing something, they will answer. Like, finding that community of people who will help is huge. Diversify. Right? TikTok shut down in the United States for however long. We all got gaslit for a hot minute in that that was.
But is that not just your entire political climate at this point? Is you're just getting
gaslit for everything?
It has been for a while.
You guys are
it's very 1930s over here, and I don't like
it. We can't say shit over in New Zealand because our government's just doing just as bad, and they're trying to go in that direction.
Oh, lovely.
Look, do you know what happened? You know, I have a sword now.
Yeah.
Our government is fucked because now I am armed and
ready.
I'm ready to go.
I will get my ass beat in prison, but when it comes to the government, I'm gonna Aragorn this bitch.
Yes.
Not gonna survive prison. Will absolutely cut a cop.
Like you put me in front of New Zealand's Minister of Health, and he is not gonna last long. He
also think autism was caused by Tylenol?
Oh fuck, man.
No, he very much is. He tells everyone that nurses are greedy bitches, basically. That the only reason why we're striking is because we want more money, when actually we want safe staffing because our current staffing levels are not safe for practice. And he goes, the average nurse earns $124,000 a year, and I'm like, I'm sorry, where's that money in my bank account? Like, I'm not earning that.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
And they're talking like nurses at the top of their fields doing all the shifts, getting all the public holidays. I work in a GP practice. I work Monday to Friday. We can't afford to have everyone full time. So I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I live in Auckland, one of the most expensive cities in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he comes out and he's saying this. And then when nurses were striking, he goes, oh, thanks to all of our nurses who are working today. And all the nurses who were working were all like, no, actually, thanks to all of our nurses who are striking for us because we have to be here so that way they can go out there and get safer staffing for us. Did you know? I get really passionate about this. In our last lot of nursing students that graduated, under half of them got employed in New Zealand. Under half. Throughout the entire country.
It seems not ideal.
The reason why we don't have safe staffing is because our fucking hospital system, we don't have a hiring freeze. We don't have a hiring freeze, my fucking asshole. They won't hire anything. They won't hire. It's actually so frustrating. And I bless Matilda, when she goes to work on the train, she goes past Simeon Brown's office. So she's just doing this when she goes past.
The whole time.
And I'm like, God bless you, because if I met the man, I would have nothing nice to say. I'd be up there in his face going, how fucking dare you try and, we're doing the best we can with what we've got, and we can't do that great at the moment. We are stressed, we're understaffed, we're burning out. I burnt out in my last job, majorly.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why a lot of nurses are actually leaving healthcare, is because Anyway, and then if you look at the rest of our government is just as fucked, and we are slowly heading in the same direction as what America's doing. Because America, unfortunately,
we have just a government full of racist white men who are trying to get rid of the fucking Maori language, banning it from children's books now, and it's just it's a whole thing. I'm not even from here, and I'm so mad.
And then they want, they were wanting to reevaluate the Treaty of Waitangi, and it's like, actually, please, I'm just like, you guys are fuckwits.
One more year and we can get them out.
They have confidence of mediocre white men. I have the confidence of a 4-year-old in a Batman t-shirt, which will trump their mediocre white man syndrome. But they've just got little bitch syndrome. That's what I call it. I call it LBS, little bitch syndrome, because they're little bitches, and I am ready to fight the government. At work, if I'm in a bad mood, someone goes, what's wrong with you? I was like, my tummy hurts and I'm mad at the government. And then they just go, okay.
Yep. That's what I'm going to start saying when my husband asks what's wrong. My tummy hurts, and also...
And I'm mad at the government.
Yeah. So diversify. TikTok is great right now, but, if it shuts down again, or if they decide to search anybody who said anything negative about Nazis ever. I'm gonna lose my account. So I slipped it into a video the other day when I was talking about marketing. I was like, some things about me. I'm a positive person, and I believe in growing this community and punching Nazis in the face. And then my books are about found family and
punching Nazis in the face.
adventure, and also punching Nazis in the face. It doesn't actually happen in that book. It happens in later books, but it's the vibe.
But hey,
yeah, the sentiment still stands.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into any more trouble with either of our governments,
the door's crashing behind us, and it goes all through.
Hi.
Look, we gotta go to work tomorrow. It's
all right.
I don't need someone to come and get me to come to my work and go, I'm looking for Bree, and I'll be like, right. He also work at. My name's Vanessa, actually.
Mm-hmm. So, angry ranting about the government over with. At the end of every episode, we like to talk about a spark of joy and a plug of the week. So our plug of the week can be absolutely anything that we want to plug. But first, Bree, what's your spark of joy for the week?
Well, I've had a really good week. It was my birthday on Wednesday, so I had a fabulous week. My spark of joy, as evidenced just before, my brother got me Aragorn's sword for my birthday. He refused to give it to me last weekend because he's like, I'm giving it to you on your birthday. And I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't know what to expect. I had a feeling because a couple of months ago, he did ask me if you could have any sword in like television and movie history, whose would it be? And I went Aragorn's. So when I got there's a brilliant picture of me going like, when I realized what was in the box. So my spark of joy is, I have a motherfucking sword, guys.
Let's go.
And I was told if I had not gotten a sword, I would have gone to Armageddon Expo at the end of this month and bought this exact sword. But I was told, you are not bringing a sword into this household. So my brother bought it in for me. So it doesn't count. But it's there. That's my spark. I've had some lovely gifts from my friends and some books. I now officially have a physical copy of Smoke and Scar by Gretchen Fox, which I got so excited.
She's going trad. Did you see that?
I know, I saw that. Which means it'll be available every week. Which, you know what that means? We might be able to get hardcover versions in New Zealand.
Without spending $10 million on fucking shipping from America.
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm glad one of my friends is going to America. He's going back to America. He's American. He's going back for a visit. And he asked me, he asked us yesterday. He's like, so what do you guys want from America? And I was like, surprise me. And then I went, hang on. Barnes & Noble. I know what books I want specifically. I will send you the books that I want. Whatever you can find, just bring them. I will be so happy because I just want to go to a Barnes & Noble and then I'll never leave. But that means going to America, and at the moment in this climate, and I'd rather go to Antarctica. The only politics you have to deal with are penguins. Anne, what is your spark of joy for the week?
My spark of joy is moving into warmer weather. It's just given me a whole new release on life. The sun is out. Well, it's raining right now for me, but we have the sun in between the rain showers. It's been a rough winter. There's been a lot of storms. It's been dark. It's been gloomy, and just having this warm weather has just like rejuvenated me. So yeah, that's my spark of joy. Cheyenne, what's your spark of joy for the week?
I'm going to flip that, is getting into cooler seasons. No, I have a couple. We moved over the summer because it was just summer in America. It felt pretty gloomy, but it was hot. We moved states. We moved, it's a 22-hour drive to our new house. And the house was not what we expected, and it took a lot more money and time to get it up to snuff than we had hoped. I've got 2 little girls. We have a puppy. My husband's about to start a PhD program for statistics, so we were on a clock, and we got it done. My office is set up. My girls are happy and settling, and we've been doing high-low buffalo at dinner, which is where you say you're high and you're low, and then something crazy that happened, or just another high, or a random fact. And so it feels like our family, which was very much jumbled and disjointed for a couple months, is coming back into being the solid unit that we would like it to be.
I'm sorry, did you say PhD in statistics?
He doesn't like it when I plug, but he's not gonna see this. He has a master's degree in data science from Stanford. I don't know if that means anything to you two, but it's an Ivy League, basically an Ivy League college. Yeah, on the
I
West
watch
Coast.
Gilmore Girls. I know the Ivy Leagues.
So I'm very, very proud of him, and now he's going for his PhD. He's in the military, so we're not getting paid right now, because our government shut down. Because they're trying to take healthcare away from people. Anyway, moving on. We're not doing that. Sparks of joy.
No, we've done that. We've been there, done that. Got the trauma.
The family is really coming together as a unit, and we're really connecting in all the good ways that I, raised as the eldest daughter of divorced parents, want us to connect. And then beyond that, I think I'm finally getting back into writing, which is a huge spark of joy. I didn't write for like 4 months, which is insane. And I do start to go stir crazy. My brain starts fritzing out. And then you lovely ladies, this is a spark of joy. Just, again, continuing to grow the community and like get to know people better. Like, Anne, I've known you for like at least a year now, but very vaguely.
It's been a while.
And now you're doing PA work for me, and I get to be on your podcast, and it's just going to continue growing in leaps and bounds in excellent ways, and that makes me very happy.
Yay. That's so good. I love that. Alrighty, moving into plug of the week. Bree, what are you plugging this week?
Bottomless brunch.
Bottomless brunch. You and your bottomless brunch.
I love bottomless. So my friends, we did a bottomless brunch yesterday for my birthday because I've had a lot of stuff going on with family-wise. So one of my friends said to me, "Can I take this off of your hands and can we arrange something? Can we plan something?" And I'm like, "Please." There's too much going on in my head that I would. It was even a struggle for my mum to get me to convince. It was a struggle for my mum to convince me to do anything with family for my birthday because I'm just like, I just don't have the capacity mentally.
Yeah.
We figured something out. And then one of my friends, he messaged me and he goes, "What are you doing on this day?" I said, "Nothing." And he goes, "Cool, my people will be in touch with your people. Our people are the same people." Which that joke has now not left the chat because it is so funny. We're just like, and it's like we're just super efficient that way. But they arranged, so we went to bottomless brunch yesterday, which was really nice. I stayed away from mimosas because the last time I went to a bottomless brunch, I drank so many mimosas and I got very, very ill because I do not tolerate sugar. But I had a lot of margaritas yesterday, like a lot of margaritas. But it's just so much fun to sit there with my friends and drink and eat food, good food, by the way, and just talk and hang out. And I made all of them wear crowns with me. So I have photos of the boys with crowns on.
Nice.
Because one of them, Ben, didn't think I was actually serious when I said, "You guys are going to wear crowns with me." He didn't believe me.
That's his fault.
And then when I pulled out the crowns, he went, "Oh." and I'm like, "Put your crown on, bitch." And he's like, "Oh." So I made them all wear crowns.
Love it.
Matilda, Grayson, and Connor were happy to do it. Ben was when I was like, I've picked this crown specifically for you. You're going to wear it. So
yeah,
I like to plug bottomless brunch, especially if you're doing it with your friends. It makes it so much better. It's a great experience. And I just love paying a certain amount of food, and I get to eat I get to pay a certain amount of money. I can do words, and you just get to eat the entire time, and the food is so good. Like the cheeseburger sliders, their margaritas were strong. It was great. And then I watched Lord of the Rings after, so I'm also going to plug Lord of the Rings.
That's the best day. A solid brunch in Lord of the Rings is the best day.
it has been the best birthday on record, I'm going to have to say.
I love that.
It has been, on my actual birthday, we played Call of Cthulhu, so we went and got drinks, and we went and played Call of Cthulhu, and then we went and played pool afterwards.
So you a TTRPG girl. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see my dice bag?
I would love to.
Oh, I love.
Oh my gosh.
And then I just put a sticker on a new water bottle, and I don't have it down here with me, but it's a nat one.
She's going to go get her dice.
And then the top says, I guess I'll die then.
So my dice bag, my friend Matilda made for me because she's a sewer. So she made me.
Oh, love.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
This is not all of my dice.
No,
the rest of my dice.
That's not mine either. I'm a goblin.
Amen. And then I've got myself a little cat dice tray.
Oh, I love it.
Cute.
That's adorable.
Because I'm very aggressive when it comes to my dice rolling.
Yeah.
And then I have a little dice prison.
I don't have a dice prison yet. I do need one of them.
I take it with me every time we do Cthulhu because the dice need to be threatened. And there's one. So my friend Grayson, his dice never roll good for him, but I'm kind of like the dice cleric in a way because if the dice have been with me and I give them to someone else, they roll really good.
Yeah, you bless them for other people for sure.
I bless them for other people, but not for myself. It's like, so never. They do Warhammers. So I'll get a message to be like, okay, can you put the oogity boogity on my enemies, please? And I'm like, I send the bad vibes their way. You're gonna do good, and then they win. So I'm like a good luck charm, sort
Very
of,
nice.
just not for myself.
Very nice.
Yes, I'm like a full nerd.
I want to do like Dungeons and Dragons or something, but I just don't have anyone to do it with. Like I'm so interested just to see.
If you were fucking closer, we could
to start a D&D podcast, ladies. I will DM.
Dude, can you imagine? That would be awesome.
We should do that. Absolutely.
Hit me up after this. Your people can talk to my people. My people is
people are the same people. We should do an episode where we get a bunch of authors and we play D&D.
I love that idea.
How many you're thinking a bunch is? DMing's already a lot.
No, we wouldn't do too many. The most, I mean, just the people who are interested. I know Zoe would be interested. Marley.
Yep.
So I think 1 of 5. Is 5
people.
too much?
Because that's
4 people
players and a DM. Mm-hmm. That feels like I love that. People. All right,
I think this is something that we have to do. I fucking love D&D.
For record, hit me up. We'll start a group chat.
Yes. Definitely.
I'm so down.
I love this. Okay, I'm so excited now.
This is going to be great. Oh my gosh. Do you know how I've missed D&D? My DM... My DM for my normal D&D game, him and his partner have just had a baby. So our game is on hold at the moment. Cthulhu is what is keeping me going. Because then fair. I get to play Cthulhu, although there's a lot of math and I don't do well with math. And my character is also, she's lost so many sanity points at the moment that she is slowly going crazy. Yes. I am almost certain that Clem is going to die. And I need to prepare one of my backup characters.
Yeah. Call of Cthulhu loses a lot of people. So
it's so much fun, though. We have one of my friends never played tabletop RPG. He would have been really good to introduce to D&D first. But we brought him in for Cthulhu. And he gets very confused. He will say, he won't go Clem's dad, he says Bree's dad. And I'm like, it's not my dad, it's Clem's dad. But he makes a lot of jokes that so his character is apparently having an affair with Clem's dad, who she's not seen for 11 years. So he goes, we have the EOD, so the esoteric something, Order of Dagon. And he will make so many dad, like, that's what she said. It was just like, that's what your dad says. It's like something about, he makes a joke about, like, I'm there at night and the day I'm gone. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So many jokes. And I got in on it at one point because I'm like, if you can't beat him, join him. I love Cthulhu. Anyway, Anne, what is your plug of the week?
My plug of the week would be to spend a weekend just reading a whole book start to finish. I did that yesterday. It was only a short one. It was about 300 pages, but I got my work done early. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read a book start to finish and just have the best time. And I did that, and it was great. And I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The last time I did that was with the Red Rising trilogy, and it broke my brain. And now I attempt to pay. No, actually, the last time I did that was with Laertes, but it's a shorter book. I read it on a flight, so that doesn't count. The full weekend was the Red Rising trilogy, and I broke.
That's good going. That is good going.
I will do.
Sorry.
I'll do stunts where I will like days where I'll just go, okay, cool, I'm going to read my my currently reading, and then I'll finish it. I think the last book that I read cover to cover was
Butcher and Blackbird.
Butcher and Blackbird. Yeah.
Because that was the best day of my freaking life getting those updates.
There's nothing quite like getting updates of a book that you're either tandem reading with somebody or that you've written where somebody's texting you just like...
Oh, yeah. 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 Because I'm the dark romance girly, and Bree is like this soft contemporary romance girl. So she picked up Butcher and Blackbird, which is a dark romance, and just getting her updates was just immaculate. Like, I loved it so much.
I've learned something.
Permanently changed in my mind's eye.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna do
what's
way better in prison.
Yeah. What's your plug of the week, Cheyenne?
Is it okay if I do a triple plug?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to plug Spooky Cat because it just got pitched to animation studio in Australia, which is very, very exciting. And we haven't heard anything yet. Probably not going to for a very long while. But just the fact that they were interested is crazy. So as much hype as Spooky Cat can get, the better, because if, I'm hoping these execs are like, let's see what social media has to say, and then finds a ton of stuff. That would be cool. I also want to plug Carly Stevens, who is an author friend of mine, one of genuinely the best people I've ever met in the world in my life. She's an amazing author, and then just genuinely good person. And she has a pen named Zora Fox, which is the spicy shit, and it's great. Some of the best spice I've ever read. So I want to plug her, and then I'm gonna jump on brunch also and say a solid eggs Benedict with a hot cup of coffee and then a little sweet treat.
Oh, speaking my language.
10 out of 10. I don't do a boring breakfast. I've tried. Listen, I make overnight oats. I'll make a baked biscuit breakfast sandwich. That's not enough for me. I'd rather eat at 11:30 in the morning and have a spread than have overnight oats at 8 a.m.
Look, I don't do breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person. The only time I eat breakfast is on my birthday once a year, and that's when I have bagels. So I'm definitely more of a brunch girl, because I don't have to eat for the rest of the day usually.
Every time. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, those are my plans.
Yes. Nice. Love it.
Oh, and then also our eventual D&D podcast.
Absolutely.
I love this. Alrighty, so that is the end of our episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to subscribe so we know you're here listening. We appreciate you spending your time with us today. You can follow me at Runaway Irish Girl on all platforms, pretty much Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can follow Bree. Where can they follow you?
What's Cheese and Reads? I had to remember who am I? That margarita might still be lurking in my system. Cheese and Reads on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I don't use Threads that much. I don't know how to use it. TikTok, I doom scroll through. I have debated starting to post on there. I just don't know where to start. I have an idea, but I'm also like, do I have the desire to keep going? But we'll see. Where can we find you, Cheyenne?
CHLyn.author everywhere that a dot is allowed, and then I think somewhere it had to be an underscore, but it's at CHLyn.author in all the usual places. Also YouTube, please follow me there, is where my lowest count is. But yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Jesus, there's too many. Anyway.
Yep. Diversify. All Cheyenne's links will be down in the description. Make sure to follow us, our podcast, on Instagram and TikTok at the Book Girls Pod. You'll see little fun shorts of our episode. Oh, and YouTube. Yeah. You'll see all our fun little reels that Bree makes with our little clips, our funny clips from Instagram.
Crashing out about people being bitchy about smut authors.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry. I can guarantee it'll be there.
Yeah. And make sure to subscribe and follow on your listener of choice, and check back in every Wednesday at 10 a.m. for a brand new episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Out of what?